Bakit nga ba maraming Pilipino ang nare-refuse when it comes to proof of funds? So today, pag-uusapan natin yan, but make sure that you subscribe and like this video if you want me to create more proof of funds video here sa YouTube. Hi, my name is Coach MC and I help international students finding their career path, and I make videos about study abroad, career growth, and immigration, and inspirational stories dito sa Canada. So first off, I wanted to explain why am I using now my native language. So 80% of my viewers dito sa YouTube ay Filipino, and it just makes sense for me to use my native language so that I can closely connected with my viewers. But I also wanted to hear your thoughts on this, so help me decide if I'm gonna continue using Tagalog or English. If you want me to use Tagalog, type yes. If not, type no. So your feedback will be well appreciated. Do you know in 2020, according to Statistics Canada, the department issued more than 300,000 study permit to international students, including extension. Pero mababa to compared in 2019. And here's the thing. The approval rate in 2020 was only 49%. Imagine, kalahati were ligwak. So, when you're applying for study permit, you make sure that you're giving your best shot. Para ka lang nag-a-apply ng trabaho. Why do you deserve this job? And why do you deserve this spot? But before we move on to the tips and also the reasons why you get rejection in terms of proof of funds, let's do a fact check. So as per IRCC, they said that you must prove that you can support yourself and your family members who come with you while you are in Canada. So pag nakikita nyo sa CIC website, they already provided the information like how much in total you will be providing as your proof of funds. So mag-isa ka lang, or if you're a student, then the fund that you need for cost of living would be 10,000. And if you're gonna bring your spouse or your family member, your first family member, that will be around 4,000. Kung dadalhin mo naman ang anak mo, let's say an additional family member, that will be 3,000 each. So in total, that will be 17,000 if a family of 3 for your cost of living. Cost of living pa lang to, hindi pa kasama yung tuition fee mo for 1 year. Let's say if you're gonna study for 1 year. So, how much do I need if I'm gonna study for 2 years? Then, you just have to crunch the numbers and do the math. So, the longer you stay here in Canada, then the longer or the higher proof of funds that you need to provide when it comes to your study permit application. So, kung mag-study ka ng 1 year worth of tuition fee and cost of living. If mag-study ka for 2 years, 1 year or 2 years worth of cost of living and tuition fee. So, on top of this, you also need to provide, miscellaneous fees such as air ticket, books, and other miscellaneous na kailangan mo gastusin dito sa Canada. Sometimes, you also need to add in the equation na if you're going to expensive cities such as Vancouver or Toronto, you also need to top up at least 20%. So ngayon, pag-uusapan na natin yung 3 major reasons why you get rejection in terms of your proof of funds. So number 1 would be documentation. If you provide inadequate documentation, so as per IRCC, you can actually provide bank statement or certificate, and also guaranteed investment certificate. Also, they can allow you to use your paid tuition fee if binayaran mo yung 1 year or nagbayad ka ng deposit. So these are only things na pwede mong i-provide as a documentation. So, saan nagkakamali ang mga students dito? Nagkakamali sila when you're lacking one document. So sometimes for bank statement, some officer will actually require you to also submit a certificate. So best practice is to provide bank statement as well as the certificate. And marami sa mga students ay may sponsor. And the problem that we have for sponsor would be they cannot provide proper documentation. They cannot provide their confidential documents such as tax information and also their bank statement. So, paano ka mag-sponsor if you don't wanna provide your bank statement. So una pa lang dapat you have to ask your sponsor if they're willing to provide all the documentations para maging eligible sila to become a sponsor. Now, let's move on to the second point, and that would be questionable bank account and bulk deposit. I already talked about this in this video here. Make sure that you watch that as well. Pero, in terms of the bank account, so make sure na yung bank account na yun is already open more than 1 year. Questionable siya if you only open this bank account like, let's say, last month. So they would think na you only open this bank account just for visa purposes. And another thing in terms of the questionable bulk deposit, if meron kang malaking deposit in your bank account, let's say you have 500,000 like in one go dun sa account mo and you did not explain it. Maybe hindi mo naman sinasadya na mag-bulk deposit, you can actually explain this on your study plan. So, anything unusual sa account mo, in-explain nyo siya para maintindihan ng VO why you have this bulk deposit. Kasi yung isipin nila, baka inutang mo lang siya. Next reason will be socio-economic status. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin nito? Nakadepende din ang approval mo if you can sustain your cost of living even if you're studying sa Canada. Let's say you're moving to Canada and you're gonna leave your family behind sa Pilipinas. Can they sustain themselves sa Pilipinas? So ngayon na mangyari, i-check din nila yung sweldo ng asawa mo, for example, if kaya bang i-sustain yung, let's say, meron kang 5 anak. So, if they can see na medyo mababa yung sweldo ng asawa mo, then that will be a huge red flag din para sa inyo, para sa application nyo. I'm sharing this with you guys. You cannot see this information sa CIC website because this information is actually based sa experience namin ng immigration consultant sa loob ng group coaching namin, sa SLE group coaching. So, itong experience na to, actually, I just learned it recently. So, that's the reason na bakit ko siya sinishare sa inyo today. I actually had a previous webinar with an immigration consultant as well, Miss Maricel Gusnines. Kung gusto nyong panoorin yon, I would leave the link in my description box kasi that would be a gold mine. So, all the free resources na makukuha nyo, panoorin nyo kasi that would help you as well to paano nyo i-apply and aatakihin yung application nyo. So, hope you guys like this video. If you want me to continue creating proof of funds video, make sure na nilike mo yung video. So, that will trigger me na, okay, I would create more proof of funds video dito sa channel ko. So, I hope you guys like this video. Continue watching here so that you learn more about proof of funds. And also, don't forget na i-visit mo yung website ko, studylivexploreca.com, para makakausap ka ng mga alumni students dito sa Canada na makakatulong sa'yo para mahanap mo yung career path mo dito sa Canada. So, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!